Alright, so I have a poem. Here we go. It's called The History Teacher by Billy Collins. Trying to protect his students' innocence, he told them the Ice Age was really just a chilly age, a period of 1,000,000 years when everyone had to wear sweaters. And the Stone Age became the Gravel Age, named after the long driveways of the time. The Spanish Inquisition was nothing more than an outbreak of questions, such as, how far is it from here to Madrid? What do you call the matador's hat? The War of the Roses took place in a garden, and the Enola Gay dropped one tiny atom on Japan. The children would leave his classroom for the playground to torment the weak and the smart, mussing up their hair and breaking their glasses while he gathered up his notes and walked home past flower beds and white picket fences, wondering if they would believe that soldiers in the Boer War told long, rambling stories designed to make the enemy nod off.
Okay, so our poem was The History Teacher, and this was written by Billy Collins. So I'm going to use the tip-fast method to annotate the poem. So the first T is title, and this is just a pre-notion of what you think it's going to be about. And so it's called The History Teacher, and this makes the reader think it's going to be about a teacher and his teaching styles and whatnot. So P is paraphrase, and so the poem is actually about how a history teacher is teaching his children in his class about history and how a lot of things in our history are really negative and bad, and how he changes them to something that they aren't really. So an example of this is that he said that the Enola Gay was just one tiny atom dropped on Japan, which in reality that is what it was, but the kids don't understand that it was bad. So the next one is F, which is for figurative language, and so there's a lot of imagery in this, and so in the bottom it says flower beds and white picket fences, so that's a good example of imagery. And then he also uses humor throughout, which it's more of an ironic humor because he's making things not as bad as they are actually seeming. So the next one is A for attitude, and so this is a lot like tone, and we have decided that it's a very inquisitive tone, and he's concerned with what kids are learning. So next is shift, and the major shift that occurs is in line 13. He goes from just doing a variety of different things that are bad in history and how he taught them to be something that is less bad. Instead, it is actually a story of how he lets his children go from the classroom and how he walks home thinking about what he's going to teach them the next day. So then the second to last T is title again, and so now we know that it's not just about the teacher, but it's more about how he's teaching and what exactly he's teaching them. And then lastly, the last T is theme, and so we decided that the theme of this was that things aren't always as they sound, and that history is a darker thing than a lot of people make it out to be. Yeah.